Hey guys, and welcome back to Forest Game Zoo 3, where today I am finally sharing the grey house build with all of you. So I built this house for my legacy founder Hazel and his future partner June. I have already made both of them. I did build this quite a while ago, and just because of work and a bunch of other reasons, I never ended up actually really editing it and then recording a voiceover. So most of you guys have probably already seen this build on my channel and other socials. Not as a speed build, but as shorts, stop motion speed build shorts. Also, I have had this for a little while over on my Patreon. And it's still up there. It's still going to be up there for quite a while, probably forever. But yeah, so if you guys want to check it out, if you guys would like to download it, check out the SAC that I used for this build, then you can head on over there and take a look. Maybe even download or become a patron, so that you can have early access to pretty much all of my builds, and as well, once I start actually posting the legacy gameplay that I'm planning on doing, all of the content will be coming out 1 month early or so on my Patreon. So if you guys would like to have early access to that, then do make sure to go and check out my Patreon, because there is a bunch of things you can download on there, and it's also a fantastic way to support me if you'd like to. If you like my content and you like what I'm doing, then I would be incredibly grateful if you were able to become a patron of mine, even if it's a custom pledge of 50 cents or something for 1 month. I'd be super grateful. So yeah, I wanted this house to be sort of cottagey, and also from the outside to look like a house you could find in an English village, because that is what the whole neighborhood is based off of. How I'm building it up and whatnot, I did base it off of an English village, and I thought that this was a pretty typical sort of house that you could find in one. This version of the house I built for sort of once Hazel and June have their first 2 kids, rather than right when he moves in, just because I thought it would be a bit more interesting that way. So when this house is at this stage, Hazel's probably going to be 27, and then he moved in here probably at 22 maybe, so pretty much once he finished uni. In terms of the story, I am probably not going to be making his parents, just because they're not really important enough to the story. So I'm sort of thinking that he obviously has a backstory, and I think that his parents weren't all that great, but they did give him a bunch of cash, and he used most of it to just get this place, move away from them, and never have to deal with them again. And he's a writer, so I thought that this would be the sort of perfect place for him. He's sort of traditional, so I thought he'd enjoy living in the countryside, living in not countryside, but living in a smaller village, just sort of isolated from the majority of the world. He would enjoy having a more cottagey sort of aesthetic to his place. So I did put his sort of office downstairs in the living room, because whilst there are 2 bedrooms, neither of them is huge. So with one of them being the master suite and then the other one being the kids room, there wasn't really space upstairs for an office. So I just slotted that into the living room, and then put up 2 bookshelves just to act as a sort of divider to separate that space, and then clutter it up with a bunch of books and stuff. Also, once they start having kids, June is going to become a stay-at-home parent, so they didn't really need an office space themselves. There's only also 2 bedrooms in here, and their family is going to grow, so I'm going to build a sort of extension to this place eventually. Okay, now I'm thinking about it, and I'm not actually sure if I build this for just for 2 kids or just 1, because either I put a cot and a changing table in this other room, or I put 2 beds. And I'm starting to think that I might have put actually a cot and a changing table, so this might actually just be for their first child. In any case, the master suite, this is the one that we're currently looking at, is shared by Hazel and June. As I've said, it has a ensuite, which there's 2 bathrooms, with one of them being accessible to everyone and the other one being an ensuite. And I have put a easel and some paintings in the master suite to sort of represent that one of them is a painter. And then okay, so I can see now that I did actually put only one bed and then a changing table, which makes sense, but does mean that I'm going to have to do a lot of remodeling for this house. But I mean, I am a builder, I'd say. I do enjoy it, so yeah, it's fine. And then I'm clustering up this space with just like a bunch of kids' toys. I put a guitar in here and a violin. I'm pretty sure that's a kid's violin, so I'm not sure why that's there because a baby's too young to play with a violin. But anyway, the guitar is one of the things that Hazel and June end up bonding over. Is that Hazel enjoys playing a guitar, which June can also play. They also play the violin, the piano, and they're a really good painter. So they're quite creative, which they take after their dad, because their dad, before meeting, is absolutely stunning, attractive, which they take after their dad because their dad, before meeting his absolutely amazing, stunning, intelligent, quite powerful, and slightly older wife, was a musician. He played probably like the guitar and the drums, or maybe a different instrument as well. But yeah, he played a few musical instruments, and he was also part of a band, which was pretty cool. He was like really like rugged and like not really caring about life, just sort of floating by, because like with a child as well, because he had his eldest kid, who is June, pretty young, and he wasn't in a great space, and he was just like floating by with a band and everything. Like, he was a really good dad, but financially and all of that, he wasn't exactly stable. And then he met his wife at a concert of his, and they sort of hit it off because one of her friends also like just happened to like know another one of the players in the band, and got invited to like their concert, and then ended up tagging along his to-be wife, and they sort of met and hit off, and yeah, and both of them had kids at that point. Both of them had had kids when they were younger, and they fell in love, and he became a stay-at-home dad, and his wife also had a child, Riley, I'm pretty sure, who she had when she was younger, but unlike him, she was in a much better situation. I'm pretty sure she's gonna be like a programmer, or like, because she works in computing, and then Riley's gonna work as like in business or something like that. But yeah, so that's a bit of a backstory on the characters. So anyway, I have no idea where I'm at in terms of what I was saying, but yeah, so so Hazel has an office downstairs in the living room. I thought that he would, like, at first he wouldn't really touch the upstairs second bedroom. He didn't really need it, so he just, and then he has his office here, which has a bunch of books, because, as I said, he's a writer. I'm not really sure whether I'm gonna have him be like an actual writer in the game or a journalist, but we shall see. And then I do put like a baby toy thingy in the living room as well, with some pillows under it, just so that their kid has a space to like play. And then the kitchen is, I like how big the kitchen is. Like, it's a really nice spacious kitchen, but a lot of the stuff that you see here as clutter is stuff that June brings with them once they move in together. Because I didn't really think Hazel would have all that much. Like, I don't think he enjoys cooking that much. Like, he can cook, but probably at like level 2-3 max. Whereas I think June is gonna end up like fully maxing out that skill once they become a stay-at-home parent, because like the kids need to eat, and there's gonna be quite a few kids, because these are the founders. So there's a whole legacy we're building off here, and I've never made. Well, I'm not going to say I never. I did attempt a legacy challenge at one point, and I never finished it. And all I'm going to say is that it happened, and we don't have to talk about it. But the videos are still up on my channel, so you can check out the 3 videos that I made about that. And you can also go and check out the scenario that I also started and never finished. So I might end up going back and like redoing the scenario, because I thought it was somewhat interesting, or I might just have a go at doing a different sort of scenario. But yeah, anyway, so we are getting to like the end of this part of the video and heading towards the screenshots. So I will let you guys have a look at those. But before I finish talking to you, I should probably like talk also a bit about the garden. Like, there's not much of a back garden, if any, but there's a really nice front garden, like a little pond and everything. I just thought it would be really cute and picturesque, and like I wanted, like, this house I feel like is such a nice place for like a writer and his equally creative partner to like live, settle down, have kids, because it's such a nice space. It's close to June's parents' like manor. It's really close to the park, which has some stuff for kids to do, and yeah, the front yard has like a really nice pond, bunch of trees where you can just sit down under and chill. I think I have another easel there, so June can go there and paint. There might be like a musical instrument there as well, where one of them can like play to each other or their kids, and it's just really cute and sweet and romantic. And yeah, so that's all I'm going to say about that. And now I will just let you guys go and have a look at those screenshots. So I'll see you in the next video. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, maybe even subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye!